grew up in one of them old farm towns where they hit it hard till the sun goes down. Nobody really seemed to care that we were living in the middle of nowhere. We just figured that's how it was, and everybody else was just like us, soaking in the rain, baking in the sun. Don't quit till the job gets done.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to give you all a quick video recap of the latest tournament that I just got back from, the KBF Trail Series and Pro Series events on beautiful Lake Champlain. Had a great time up there. I was up there for about a week. First of all, before I get into the actual tournament, y'all, if you've never been there to Lake Champlain, you definitely need to put it on your bucket list because it is one of the most beautiful places on this planet, I promise you. The lake itself is enormous. I mean, it's known as the 6th Great Lake, and for good reason, because it's like 175 miles long or something like that. And in places it's even 10 miles wide. So it's massive. Lies between two awesome mountain ranges, the Green Mountains in Vermont and the Adirondacks on the west side, it would be. So that's the New York. So yeah, it's just a fantastic place, absolutely gorgeous. It's got every species of fish that you can imagine, from your common panfish all the way up to landlocked salmon and lake trout. And of course, we were there for the incredible population of largemouth and smallmouth bass. And this place, like I said, is unlike any other place on the planet. Absolutely gorgeous. So definitely put that on your bucket list if you've never been there, and get out there any chance you can. You won't regret it, trust me. All right, so as far as the tournament goes, I got there on Monday night prior to the tournament and started fishing on Tuesday morning, and I got off to a really good start. I went to a particular spot that I've fished in the past a long time ago, but I know that it's just one of those places that if the conditions are right, big smallmouth can really stack up in this place. And sure enough, I got there early first thing Tuesday morning and fished around for an hour or two maybe. It was a little bit difficult at the time, the way the conditions were. I had a bunch of current mixed with some wind coming from the opposite direction, so boat control was a little challenging, but once I finally figured out how to keep my boat and make the correct presentation with a football jig, I got bit pretty quickly, and actually I caught 3 fish within probably an hour or so, and then I left the area because they were the right ones, they were the ones I was looking for. Giant smallmouth. The smallest one was about 19 inches, and I caught a 21 1/4 right off the bat. So that was how practice started off. So I immediately left that area. The rest of the week actually was a challenge. I drove all over the place trying to find other areas that had similar qualities, and just straight up backup plans, looking for largemouth areas. And the weather was always a big player up there. It's always windy. It just depends on which direction the wind is coming from. A lot of times will dictate which side of the lake that you can fish, or which end of the lake that you can fish. And so overall, I struggled. I mean, I caught some fish here and there, but nothing that really, got my mojo going like it did on that first day. So fast forward to Trail 1 on Saturday. I knew I was just going to go back to where I found them on that Tuesday morning, and so that's exactly what I did. But as smallmouth do, they are known for here today and gone tomorrow. It was so frustrating because they were gone. The conditions had changed. There wasn't quite as much current going on at that time, and short but sweet here, I only got 4 bites all day long, and I grinded and grinded and grinded, and I just couldn't make it happen. It started to pick up a little bit there towards the end of the day. Had one small little flurry where I caught a couple fish there pretty quick, but then I just ran out of time. So Trail 1 certainly didn't go as planned, but You know, that's just the way fishing goes sometimes. Boat traffic was ridiculous, but that's no excuse. I mean, because it always is, no matter where you go. All right, so then day 2, the Trail 2 or day 2 of the Pro Series. You know, in my mind and in my heart, I was just going to go pre-fishing for future reference at this point. But for whatever reason, I decided to go right back to where I started and actually fished the whole day there on day 1. And I was going to at least put in a couple hours just to see, you know, because I know those fish are there, whether they're biting or not. I mean, I know there's always fish there. So I just was at least going to go put a couple hours in, and if nothing else, after that first couple hours of the day, I was going to pick up, and then I was just simply going to go pre-fishing and just explore new water. But by golly, smallmouth are here today and gone tomorrow and back again. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, right off the bat, I started catching fish. In fact, I had my first limit, within an hour and a half, 7 o'clock. I put my 5th fish in the boat, and they were all really, really nice ones. I think I had close to 90 inches or maybe even a little bit more within that first hour. So that set the tone for day 2. I even had an 18-inch largemouth mixed in, but fortunately I was able to call that dude out later on. So yeah, I ended up having 96.25 inches officially, which was a stellar day in my book. The funny thing about the 96.25, I mean, again, I say that officially because unofficially, my biggest fish was a 19.75 inch smallmouth. Got officially recorded as a 19.5, simply because, I mean, I got the tail to touch that 3/4 inch mark, but it wouldn't sit still long enough for me to get the picture taken. It just kept sliding down, just a little bit. You know, and that's okay. I mean, I worked on that fish for probably 15 minutes to try to get the right picture, to try to get that tail to stick. It just wouldn't do it. Now, I certainly wasn't going to jeopardize the life of that fish, so I gave up on it. I just tossed it back in and released that fish safely, and then swam away. So that's fortunately though for that, and thank goodness Drew Gregory, he's the guy that won this thing. He actually killed it this weekend, so definitely my hat's off. Clean sweep both days plus the Pro Series. The dude is completely on fire this year, so definitely my hat's off to Drew Gregory. But with that, on that second day, thankfully he actually had a 20-incher in his creel, so he would have won the tiebreaker anyway if we would have tied. So I'm actually kind of glad for that, because if I would have ended up in first, or would have been in first with that 19.75 inch that I didn't put down as 19.75, I probably would have been a little bit upset. But you know, that's the beauty of kayak fishing and catch, photo, release. It's always a challenge. In fact, I think that's the hardest part of it, is getting the good picture. Aside from being in what essentially felt like a washing machine, because the wind was crazy on day 2. The boat traffic was even worse. I mean, bass boats were like mosquitoes around me. They just kept swarming and coming in, and I had to fend them off and try to make the right presentation the whole day. It was just completely chaotic. But anyway, overall, I could not be any more pleased than coming away with a second place finish. It definitely helped me in the Angler of the Year standings, and yeah, we got a couple more to go. All right, well, that's all I got for this week. This week report on Lake Champlain, tournament recap for the KBF Trail 1, Trail 2, and the Pro Series event. So stick around, stick with me for next time. Hopefully I'll have even a better report for Lake St. Clair and Lake Erie. Thank you all for tuning in.